Can you spot the two mistakes that I made in this photo? Now, it's kind of a trick question because this photo is actually pretty good, but with just two small tweaks, it can go from good to great. And I'd recommend using these same tweaks in your own photos to help them feel a little more refined and intentional. So let's start with the first problem, which are the elements on the bottom edge of the frame here. They're a bit messy. So down here in the lower left, we have a little patch of grass that looks like it's growing out of the frame. And then over here, there's a little rock that is sitting at the bottom kind of awkwardly. Now, neither one really adds to the composition or helps lead your eye into the scene. And then over on the bottom right, we have a few random leaves poking in, which don't feel connected to the composition. It's as if they're hovering along the border instead of belonging inside the frame. Now, those little details might not seem like a big deal, but they pull your attention away from the star of the image, which are the waterfalls. Now, for the second issue, my shooting angle. So when I first started creating this image, I was working the scene and I created a few shots while I was standing. Then, like I usually do, I worked my way lower to use the foreground for depth and leading lines. But in this case, I went too low and there's a little dead space right in this area. And there isn't a lot of separation between these three different elements. All I needed to do was raise my camera just a few more inches and boom, we have a much stronger composition. Now that those distractions are gone at the edge at the bottom, we have better separation as well between those three elements. And now our eyes naturally flow from the foreground to the waterfalls uninterrupted. So with just a small adjustment in height and a little attention to the edges, this composition is much better than before. And if you want to create better images you'll be proud of, comment the word composition and I'll send you a DM to download my Compositions Made Easy ebook.